Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Casper and Casper Network. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. So today I am recording this a little bit earlier and scheduling it later, so all of these prices in this market may be a little bit different by the time. So when we are talking about Casper right now, I did do a tweet earlier today where I was kind of talking about Casper, comparing it to Dogecoin in terms of market cap, and really kind of just addressing where, we could really kind of march to in terms of the end of the cycle. Now, I talk about Casper a lot, and I seen somebody make a tweet. They sent it to me today, and they were saying, you talk about Casper a lot, but I don't think I've ever seen a full breakdown video from you. Now, I've done that in the past. Honestly, when I'm talking about Casper, I'm going to do a little bit of a breakdown on what Casper is and why I focus on Casper so much on this channel. Just to be transparent with you guys, I accumulated a ton of Casper over the past couple days. I've been buying and buying and buying because I do see a massive future ahead. And at these prices, I just can't, ignore it. I know that, we are down at about like 5 some cents, right? But right now, when we are talking about this current market condition, I think that we are, looking very good long term. Short term, we could drop a little bit, but I'll just buy more. And it's not the idea that I have a ton of capital. It's the idea that, I'm prepared for whatever happens. I'm always prepared if we do have a drop or if we go parabolic. But I will say this. Being able to accumulate Casper around this range, in my opinion, is extremely incredible. Think about it like this. We were just at 24 cents, right? 24 cents. Not even five. It's like about half a year ago now, okay? It was December, January, February, March, and now April. It's basically like 5 months, right? Almost half a year. And we are, we have this time to accumulate so much Casper so that when we do break out, I mean, like 24 cents is the, the next point. That's the next target for me. But after that, we're talking about like, 30 some cents, followed by, like 50 some cents, followed by $1 plus. $1 plus, in my opinion, is inevitable. Okay? We talk about Casper a lot on this channel. Casper to me, to $1. Okay, $1 is like a bare minimum target, at least in my opinion. I mean, it all depends on how long you want to hodl this for, but a $4.5 billion market cap for what Casper is doing is extremely undervalued. I said it time and time again. When we're talking about the future of Casper, it truly has an incredible journey ahead. Now, of course, will I be selling some Casper this bull run? 100%. But let's talk about the long-term longevity of this project. We look at Ethereum, right? Imagine if Casper was $85.98. First off, if Casper was $85.98, I can tell you guys right now, I wouldn't have to do a single thing for the rest of my life. And it's not even the idea that I say that to brag, but I'm saying it because when we are talking about something like this, this is something that is a possibility. But let's talk about why. Let's talk about why we kind of compare Casper to Ethereum. So let's just dive in. So first and foremost, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this article going back to December. Vitalik Buterin states that Ethereum has failed if the network faces scalability challenges. Kind of makes a little bit of a comical statement technically if you are looking at things that have been happening within the Ethereum network. When we talk about Ethereum 2.0, we talk about Ethereum in general, right? Ethereum can't scale. It's impossible for it to handle a massive demand. In fact, you guys don't have to take my word for it, okay? Because guess who said this themselves? Yeah, Vitalik Buterin. He said Ethereum Layer 1 is not ready for direct mass adoption. This is because of the scalability issues. High gas fees on Ethereum Layer 1 make the network unsuitable for day-to-day transactions. Buterin also reiterated the need for Layer 2 scaling solutions to reduce transaction fees. So technically, if you think about it, right, has Ethereum failed in a sense of, a positive network? Yeah, I would say that Ethereum is technically a failed project, but they are continuing to build and develop it into something that could possibly see mass adoption. But why wait? Why wait for Ethereum 2.0? Why wait for, the next big thing, if you will, in quotation marks? Because we've been hearing about Ethereum 2.0 in quotation marks is going to be huge. It's going to be massive. You should be positioning yourself for, Ethereum 2.0. And we do see here, Ethereum 2.0 will not be any faster, Vitalik Buterin said, but it will still scale massively. All it does is solve the scalability issue. But the thing about this, the funny thing about this, and this is exactly where I talk to you guys about, again, we talk about Casper comparing it to Ethereum. Why? Well, here we have, will Casper Network boost Ethereum before Ethereum 2.0 goes live? Now let's go to Casper real quick. So we're going to search here, and I want to talk to you guys about this. So Metis and the Casper Network. So again, they talk about Metis a little bit, but here's Casper. On the other hand, the Casper Network is much wider in scope and potential. It is an ambitious project that seeks to combine the key features of blockchain technology within the context of DeFi and dApps, programmability, security, scalability, decentralization, and privacy. Unlike other projects that are forks of existing blockchains, Casper relies on the proof-of-stake mechanism to build up smart contracts. This is based on the original Casper CBC, correct by construction consensus protocol, an evolution of CBC tweaked for mass scaling and adoption. One of Casper's main attractions is its support for WebAssembly, a programming language already in use by 30 million developers worldwide. In contrast, it is estimated that only 200,000 developers are familiar with Solidity, Ethereum's primary coding language. So think about this. Casper has already solved the programmability, security, scalability, decentralization, and privacy that Ethereum is trying to solve. Not only that, right, but it is ready for mass scaling and mass adoption while supporting WebAssembly that is supported by 30 million developers when Ethereum is only supported by 200,000 developers. Think about that logically. Now go back to this, where we do see Casper having a 1000x opportunity. Will this happen overnight? Absolutely not. Don't get your hopes up. Casper is not going to $85.98 overnight. But this will, in my opinion, happen if Casper continues to build out and develop the way that they have been. Of course, is the price going to shoot up to $100 overnight or $10 overnight? No. But I do believe that the future for Casper is extremely bright because of the development behind it. And we do see here, alongside WebAssembly, Casper also supports Rust, Assembly, Script, and other languages that can be compiled to WASM. With a drastically deeper pool of developers to draw from, Casper should accelerate the process of creating dApps. More importantly, Casper's gas fee model is one that aims to rectify Ethereum's current woes. Fee volatility as shown in the previous graph, and this is through their predictable fees. That is extremely massive. Again, when we are talking about Casper and we are seeing the true potential behind this, it is absolutely incredible, to say the least, that Casper is essentially Ethereum 3.0. And we do see down here the relationship between Casper and Ethereum. So look at this. Casper CBC, correct by construction, led by Vlad Zamifl. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. You guys already know me. I'll butcher it. But Casper FFG, friendly finality gadget, again, led by Ethereum's co-founder Vitalik Buterin. Ethereum 2.0, which is expected to finalize sometime during 2022, represents the Casper's FFG version. In contrast, Casper CBC should be viewed as Ethereum 3.0, far down the line in about 4 to 6 years. In other words, all the Ethereum 2.0 phases explained above are Casper implementation phases. So think about this. We are already 4 to 6 years ahead of what Ethereum 2.0 will become. How insane is that? Again, this is why I talk about Casper. This is why not a lot of individuals are putting a spotlight on Casper. This is why I tell you guys that I'm positioning myself greatly within Casper. I see this as a massive future asset and network. And again, we do see here that both Metis and Casper exist to make the process of creating and using dApps scalable and user-friendly. Again, when we are talking about Casper and we're talking about the future, DeFi is coming to Casper, NFTs are launching on Casper, so many projects are launching on Casper. I'm so excited for the future of Casper. And now, let's move on and let's talk about this. So we do see here Casper is a layer 1 blockchain platform purpose-built to scale opportunities for everyone. Building towards blockchain's next frontier, Casper is designed for real-world applications without sacrificing usability, cost, decentralization, or security. Casper removes the barriers that prevent mainstream blockchain adoption by making blockchain friendly to use, open to the world, and future-proof to support innovations today and tomorrow. Guided by open source principles and built from the ground up to empower individuals, the team seeks to provide an equitable foundation made for a long-lasting impact. I'm telling you guys, pay attention to what Casper is doing. It is such an overlooked gem in this market. Not a lot of individuals are talking about it. I try to make a video, every so often on Casper, not to, hey, let's talk about Casper today, but no, it's to keep the word out there that Casper is still an incredible opportunity, especially sitting at about a $352.7 million market cap. We look at Casper and we compare it to other assets. I compared it to Dogecoin today in terms of market cap potential, because look at the price per Casper if we had the market cap of Dogecoin. We're talking about Dogecoin here, an asset that actually has no true utility factors behind it besides it being utilized as a currency means. That is pretty much the bare minimum use case of any crypto project. So again, comparing this to, Casper, is like night and day. So why do I believe that Casper could easily hit an $18.9 billion market cap? It's because of the development and the statistics behind it. Casper is here. Ethereum 3.0 is essentially here already. But ultimately, everyone is still overlooking it. I think that this easily deserves a top 10 placement, a 62x opportunity. But think about the long-term longevity of Casper if it can really truly get out there as becoming the next Ethereum, aka Ethereum 3.0. This could truly be a remarkable day when everyone realizes the true potential behind Casper and sees it for what it actually is, aka Ethereum 3.0. A 1092x opportunity. That is absolutely insane. And it's not because I think that it's going to be, achieving this, but it's because it already has the potential to get to this point. I'm very bullish on Casper. I've talked about it multiple times. It's not because, hey, I'm biased and I hold a ton of Casper. Casper is my number one hold in my portfolio. And I truly do believe that it is going to go down in history as probably one of my best trades within this market, because Casper is such an incredible gem that everyone is still overlooking. I think that we should pay attention right now. And last but not least, I leave you with this 2-minute video from Wrecked Wojak. Here is Ralph Kublai. I'm hoping that I'm saying that name right. Board member at Casper Association, about future of finance being built on Casper Network. Listen closely to this.
Future finance at Crypto Valley in Switzerland. You said I can talk for hours about that. So we have like 2 minutes about the future of finance.
All right. So we have 2 minutes. So look, it is very clear that blockchains or DLT infrastructure has a lot of advantages over existing capital market infrastructure. Immediate settlement, right? The trade is the settlement. Issuance, the token issuance is basically an issuance. You have a ledger you can read. But we believe that what is missing currently is an algorithmic definition of the cash flows inside the tokens that in the future will be circulating in these DLT environments. So we are working very hard to bring technology to the market where this lack of this cash flow description is actually overcome. And I believe that is the future of capital markets, and we are building it on Casper. Finance on blockchains today is very limited, right? It's typically just over collateralized lending, right? So I can borrow or lend against Bitcoin, Ether, maybe some CryptoPunks, whatever, some NFTs. That's all great, but that's a very small application in finance, right? It's a tiny, tiny application in finance over collateralized lending. I imagine a future where both traditional finance, TradFi, right, uses DLT-based infrastructures for the new capital markets infrastructure, okay, hopefully also built on Casper, but also the decentralized finance, DeFi, will use similar infrastructure, but permissionless, right, and will be able to scale permissionless. But still, I believe that without this algorithmic definition, which means a machine-readable term sheet of a financial contract and the machine executable version of a description of the cash flows in the token, decentralized finance will not be able to scale beyond its current very, very niche application.
And it is all about scalability. It's all about becoming, a network that could supply the supply, essentially, to the demand ratio for DeFi, for the future of finance, for, things happening right now within this market. I mean, bridges are being built between the traditional finance and DeFinance world. I want you guys to understand the demand behind crypto right now. It is growing day by day by day, but these networks, a lot of these networks lack what needs to be in place for mass adoption. Again, this is why I say when we look at the top 2 assets in this space, I mean, it is comical that Bitcoin is still the number 1 crypto asset. It is comical that Ethereum is still the number 2 asset. When these two are both unscalable and almost unusable within a transactional day in terms of a use case, right? Like on a day-to-day basis, you cannot utilize these two for transactions. Yet they still remain the dominant cryptos until a utility market is here. Then we will see the true potential unlocked by a lot of these other networks. Again, like I've said, pay attention to what Casper is building. Pay attention to Casper in general if you haven't already. If you guys do want to buy this, you guys could utilize my Uphold referral link down in the comments below and in the description below. Just know you will not be able to withdraw your Casper off of Uphold because it is a tier 4 asset until it is upgraded to tier 3. I've been trying to get a hold of Uphold and urging them to move it to a tier 3 already, but I keep hearing false promises. Who knows when it's going to happen? I'm currently buying on Uphold. It's the only source that I can truly buy it on. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.